Welcome to the session. My name is T.V. Vamsi Krishna, Assistant Professor, CSC Department in Vignan Slara Institute of Technology and Sciences, Vadlamudi. Today, I am going to discuss about data structures. So, what is the data structure? Introduction of data structure. So, what is the data? What is data? Generally, we know it. Data is nothing but collection of information. So nowadays, computer uses day by day increases. Due to that, so many online platforms are collecting so much amount of data. How we are going to organize this data is the concept of data structure. So it means data is nothing but collection of information. Structure means the way of organizing the data. So human requirements are day by day increases. So human requirement is day by day increases. So that's why computers are going to complex day-to-day life. It means that it gives so much amount of data. How we are going to organize this data is the main concept. The next, provide a fastest solution to retrieve the data. Generally, we know it. Suppose I am sending a mail to my friend. Suppose the same mail they want after 1 month. How we are retrieving the mail with a short amount of time? We need to use some algorithms. We need to design some kind of algorithms. Right now, what is the fastest search in the world is Google. It gives very fast amount of time. Nearly microseconds, it gives a set of pages. So, in the data structures, by using data structures, we can design our own algorithms. The next, third one is how we are measuring that our algorithms are very good, very efficient. To know that, two different kinds of metrics are there. One is space complexity and another one is time complexity. The space complexity is nothing but Space is nothing but amount of time is required to execute an algorithm. Similarly, time complexity means the amount of time is required to execute an algorithm. Based on these two factors, we are identifying that our solution is an effective solution or not. Generally, we know it, each and every problem having n number of solutions. So in the n number of solutions, only one is an optimal solution. How we are obtaining an optimal solution in the data structure is by using two different metrics. One is space complexity and another one is time complexity. The next, we are going to discuss about syllabus. Unit 1 syllabus. So the Unit 1 syllabus are broadly classified into 4 different categories. Say the first one is data structures introduction. In the data structures introduction, definition means how we are defining the data structure. I already told to you how the data is organized. The way of organizing the data is nothing but data structure. The next we are going to discuss about what are the different kinds of data structures. The next we are going to discuss about what are the different operations which we performed on the data structure. At last we are grouping together. Finally the productive entity is called as ADT, abstract data type. So the abstract data type is implemented with algorithms, the set of algorithms. After that, we are designing the algorithms. The algorithms are effective or not by using two different metrics. One is time complexity and another one is space complexity. The next, these two are very important operations in the data structure. That is, one is sorting and another one is searching. So further, different kinds of search techniques we are going to discuss now, and different kinds of sorting techniques also we are discussing in this unit. This is the brief discussion about unit 1. Next, objective. What is the objective of unit 1? So the objective of unit 1 is, the first thing we want to know about fundamental concepts of data structures. Fundamental concepts of data structure. That is, you have to know. The second one is ADTs. We are going to discuss about ADT, nothing but abstract data type. So what is ADT? Nothing but abstract data type. So here we are going to discuss about how to create an ADT. How to create an ADT. The second one, the second objective of the unit 1 is metrics. Metrics to justify is an effective algorithm or not. So what are the metrics we are used to justify the effective algorithm or not is, one is space complexity and another one is time complexity. Finally, the last one, the last objective, discuss the computational efficiency of principal algorithms, sorting and searching. I already told in the previous slide. So two different kinds of operations, searching and sorting. So we are going to discuss about those kind of searching techniques and sorting techniques, and at last we are justifying that by calculating space complexity and time complexity for each and every technique, and we are justifying that which one is the best searching technique and best sorting technique also. The next syllabus, starting the first concept. So the definition of data structure. So what is the definition of data structure? So data is nothing but collection of information. So particularly the data structure discussing about way of organizing the data. It's a very important sentence. So data structure is a particular way of organizing the data in a computer, is nothing but data structure. The next we are going to discuss about what are the examples for data structure. So we know int means we already know about integers, then floats, then characters. These are all you are already studied. So integers, characters for declaring real numbers, floats, these are all we are studied. So those are called as primitive data structures. So integer, float, characters, boolean, these are all are called as primitive data structures. These are already studied in first year C programming language, except boolean. Boolean is not in the C language. So some examples for data structure. in this unit, we are going to discuss about arrays. The next one, linked list, stack, queue, etc. Means we are going to discuss about this part. Means non-primitive data structures. In the data structures part, we are going to discuss about non-primitive data structures. In the non-primitive data structures category, linear data structure is a first half. So in this subject, the first 3 units we are discussing about linear data structures only. The next 2 units are discussing non-linear data structures. Their arrays, linked list, stack, queue, these are all are called as linear data structures, and tree, graph, these two are called as non-linear data structures. Next, classification of data structures. Here mainly I am concentrating on primitive data structure. In the previous diagram I already shown primitive data structures is nothing called as, in another way we are called as data type. Data type is nothing but int, float, char, these are all are called as data types. So what is the drawback in the primitive data structures? Primitive data structures mainly concentrating on how to declare the variables, how much amount of memory is allocated, means memory means say 2 bytes of memory is allocated, 4 bytes of memory is allocated. So like that we mentioned, when we are created an integer variable, 2 bytes of memory is allocated. When we are creating a float type of variable, 4 bytes of memory is allocated. So the memory allocation part comes into the category of data type, and another one is what are the range of values you can store in that. Apart from this, means in addition to that, the non-primitive data structures itself having what are the operations you can perform on the data. That is very, very important. What are the operations you can perform on the data? Also we are going to discuss about non-primitive data structures. That is the second category. So data types are not actually defined in the program language but also created in the program. Here we are going to discuss in the non-primitive data structures category array, linked list, stack, queue, graph and tree. These are all are called as non-primitive data structures. In this unit we are created for each and every data structure ADT, nothing but abstract data type. Abstract data type. So in the next version we are going to discuss about what are the linear data structures we have, how we are called as linear data structure. Whenever we want to store an elements in the linear data structure, the data elements are stored in one by one in a straight line pattern. Those kind of data structures are called as linear data structure. Namely here, array is a linear data structure, linked list is a linear data structure. In the array data structure, we are going to store one by one elements. We know in the C programming language, we are declared an array like this. Int a of 12. Int specifies the data type, means integer array. A specifies integer array name. The name is called A. And the size of an array is 12. When we are declared like this, automatically the index assigned, the memory allocated in the background and the index assigned to an array 0 to 11 means totally 12 locations are created, and after that we are storing one by one integer from left to right. And one more benefit of an array is array refers to contiguous memory allocations. That's why array accessing is very fast. Whenever we are storing the data in an array, we are retrieving the particular data very fast. Why? Because continuous memory allocations. 2000 2004 means 4 bytes of memory allocated. 2004 to 2008 4 bytes. 2008 to 2012 4 bytes means continuous memory allocations. That's why array retrieving is very fast. What is the drawback of an array? Size is fixed. For eliminating this, for avoiding this, we are going to discuss about linked list data structure. Linked list is also follows a linear pattern. One way we can say it is a static data structure. Why we are called it as static means we are allocating the memory to an array at compile time only. Means initially we are fixing the size. But linked list is a dynamic data structure. Means no need to mention the size initially. What many number of you want to create, you can create it. What many number of nodes you can create it. Number of nodes you can create it, and you can store one by one element. So this is called head node. This is the first element. This is the required integer value. This is the second node. This is the second element value. This is the third node. This is the third node value. This is the fourth node. This is the fourth node value. So where it refers to null, it specifies the end node. That is called tail. Head is nothing but starting node. Tail refers to ending node. This is about linear data structures 2. In the next we are going to discuss about stack. Stack is also a linear data structure, but here we are looking in this pattern. In the stack data structure, we want to see in this pattern. Means the elements are stored in this way. So what is the specialty of stack? The specialty of the stack is one end is closed and one end is opened. Means this end is opened. So the insert operation or deletion operation performs from this end only. The end is called as top. That's why stack is a linear data structure. In one way you can call it a stack is an ordered list in which insertion deletions can be performed only one end. The end name is called top. So insertion operation is called as push, deletion operation called as pop. Here in this diagram I am clearly showing both the things. So initially we are inserting one by one element. So 3 elements are inserted. Then pop means we are deleting one element. The next data structure is queue. Queue is also a linear data structure, but here insertion performs at one end. The end is called this one. Insertion performs at this end. That is called rear. The deletion performed at this end, that is called front. Means both the ends are opened. Both the ends are opened. One side you can insert one by one element. Other side you can delete one by one element. So applications we are going to discuss in the next session. The next data structure is non-linear data structures. So in the previous one we have discussed about linear data structure. Means the elements are organized in a straight line pattern. The elements are organized in a straight line pattern. But in the nonlinear data structures, elements are not stored in a straight line pattern. So graph is also a nonlinear data structure. Initially, before going to graph, nonlinear data structures, data elements are not stored sequentially or linearly. Linearly means generally in a straight line pattern. You can say in this way or you can say in this way. Means left to right, top to bottom, consider as linear. So other than this, we are going to store the elements in a non-linear data structure that is called non-linear data structures. Means we are not inserting the elements in a linear pattern. Means the data organized in a non-linear pattern. So in the graph can be defined as pair of vertices and edges. In my example, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, these are all called as vertices. So A to B is an edge, A to C edge. These are called as edges. Suppose we are organizing the data in the form of vertices, that is called a graph. What is the specialty of a graph? Graph consists of loops. Loop means what? Loop means, so here C to D means C to F, F to D, D to C. It's a loop. Why we are called it as a loop? We are starting from C and we are closing to C. For example, D to Z, G to E, E to D. This is also called as loop. Suppose loops are there, definitely you can say that is a graph. Next, we are going to discuss about tree. So tree is also a non-linear data structure. Here also the elements are not organized in a linear pattern. Here the terminology is called, say, this is called root node. For according to 21, 14 is a child node, 28 is a child node. This kind of pattern simply called as hierarchical pattern. Hierarchical pattern means we are organized the elements in this particular way. In the given example, I am taken a binary search tree. These are the elements. The elements are in a particular order. When we are constructed balanced binary search tree, we are going to organize the elements like this. That is tree. So in the previous explanation, I told that loops are nothing but graphs. Here find out, is there any loops? No. Here suppose we are going in this way. After that we are going in this way. We are going in this way. It specifies the end. These are all called as leaf nodes. Leaf node specifies end of the particular path. Means 21 to 14, 14 to 11, 11 to 5. It specifies the end. 21 to 14, 14 to 11, 11 to 12. It specifies the end. This is called a path. Try to observe here. The starting element is 21, ending element is 5. Both are not same. Means loops are not formed. Means in the tree, no loops. The elements are organized in a hierarchical pattern. This pattern is called as hierarchical pattern. These are called as root nodes. These are called as leaf nodes. Next, we are going to discuss about operations on data structure. What are the different kinds of operation we are performing on data structures? Namely, first one, traversing. Traversing means what? In each and every data structure contains a set of elements. Say in case of an array, the elements are like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Say this is the index 0, 1, 2, 3. Traversing means what are the elements inserted in the array we are going to display now. That is called traversing. Means 1, 2, 3, 4. Traversing results the present status of an array. Means currently what are the elements which are inserted in an array. The next one is searching. Searching means search nothing but process of finding an element in the given list of elements. Say an array consists of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to search a particular element that is 4. 4 is presented in the array or not? Yes, 4 presented in this particular location. That is called search. That is called search. Suppose I am passing one more, say 10. 10 element is not presented in an array. So the process of identifying the required element in the given list of elements is nothing but searching. The next, inserting. Inserting means the way of adding an element to the data structure. Say here, it is used to, this is very, very important, it is used to add a new data item to the list of data items is nothing but inserting. The next, deletion. Deletion means simply removing. In the given list of elements or in the given set of elements, we want to remove one element, that is called deletion. Say in the previous example, I already told you 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3 is the index. Suppose I want to insert an element, so the next element is inserted in the 4th index, say 5. That is called insertion. In case of deletion, suppose I want to remove 5. The 5 element is removed from the array. Means in the traversal it displays the element from 0 to 3 only. That is nothing but deletion. The next 2 operations are sorting. Sorting is nothing but the process of arranging the elements in an order. What is an order? So here they have mentioned that arranged in some order. So orders are, one is ascending order and another one is descending order. So ascending order means, say in the given, suppose we want to take an example, say 5, 3, 1, 2. These are the 4 elements in an array. So ascending order means 1, 2, 3, 5. This is called ascending order. Descending order. So descending order means 5, 3, 2, 1. Means low to high is called as ascending order. High to low is called as descending order. The process of arranging the elements in either ascending order or descending order is called as sorting. Majority of the sorting algorithms are designed for ascending order only. The finally, the last one is merge. Combining 2 arrays into single array or combining 2 sorted list of elements into one sorted list of element is called as merge. For example, one array consists of 1, 2, 3 and another array consists of 4, 5, 6. When we are performing a merge operation in between these 2 arrays, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is called merge. The process of combining 2 arrays into a single array is nothing but merge. So, I am concluding the part. So, in this session, we are going to discuss about the first one is in this session we are going to discuss about, say, the first one. We have discussed first thing, what is the unit 1 contents. Unit 1 contents, that is 4 things: data structures. In the data structure part, definition, classification of data structures, then ADTs and all. Second one is metrics, time complexity, space complexity. Third one, searching algorithms. Fourth one, sorting algorithms. The second one, we are going to discuss the first topic, definition of data structures. Definition of data structures. And in the third part, we are going to discuss, that is already over, classification of data structures. Namely, here, primitive data structures. Second one is non-primitive data structures. So, in the primitive data structures category, data types, that is int, float, char, etc. In the non-primitive data structures category, linear data structures, namely arrays, linked list, stack. The next one is queue. In the non-linear data structures category, we have discussed trees and graphs. At last, we have discussed operations on data structures. This is the summary. In this session, we have discussed first unit 1 contents, the next definition of data structures, the next we have discussed the classification of data structures. There, 2 kinds. One is primitive data structure, another one is non-primitive data structure. The next, we have discussed operations on data structures. In the next session, we are going to discuss about abstract data type, then nothing but ADT, how we are going to discuss, how we are going to create ADT, and the next thing is preliminaries of algorithm, how we have designed an algorithm for operations which are declared in the abstract data type. Thank you.